Welcome back to the Blunt Lab. I'm Al. This is Marcus. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. How you doing, man?
Chilling like a villain, man. Smiling after this Super Bowl victory. I mean,
Yes,
granted,
sir.
it wasn't the Giants, but I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
happy that the filthy Eagles didn't win.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into it. But as always, want to remind our listeners, subscribers to check out music by NISH. You can find his music on SoundCloud, YouTube. Name of the song is Trap Sex. So give him a shout out. Check out his music, support him.
Right on. And also, you guys check out my nephew at Levity Creations. If you guys need any artwork done, please feel free to hit him up.
Yes, sir.
So, yes, I called
Yeah.
it correctly.
It is.
Kansas City by 3. Now, to get into how some of these Eagle fans are crying about certain things. So let's remind them how prior to this game, 2 touchdowns that they got in the San Francisco game were given to them by the refs. I mean, the refs missed a call. I mean, they missed the guy didn't catch the ball. They missed that.
True.
I forget what the second call was, but they literally gave them the yardage they needed to help them score. So you were helped into this game. You get to this game. Your guy is openly holding people.
Yeah.
And let's not forget too. I want to say at least maybe 3 or 4 times, there was a delay of game that the refs didn't call. So
Yeah.
you guys got plenty of shit given to you. A lot of shit slid for you guys. So shut the fuck up. You lost. Fuck you.
Now, I will say, in the way the first half was going, it felt like a lot of the calls were going the Eagles' way.
Absolutely.
And no disrespect to James Bradbury, former Giant. Love him. And, I feel for him in that last call, but it was the correct call. He held him. And it doesn't matter if he had a chance to actually catch the pass or not. The fact is he held him, and he did it earlier in the game, which was the earlier one was more egregious because he actually spun Juju around and they didn't call it. So, and I mean, the Eagles fans don't have anything to feel shame about. For one, your quarterback played one of the best games a quarterback's ever played in a Super Bowl. Y'all are loaded when it comes to that side. Like, you've got a young superstar quarterback. Their defense got exposed, which everybody kind of felt like was going to happen. They haven't had to face a starting quarterback in a while. I mean, outside of Daniel Jones, but we already know what the Giants are.
Yeah.
You hurt Brock Purdy the first series of the game. So you don't really have San Francisco can't throw the ball. Who did they, even during the season when they were going on their early streak, they hadn't really faced that kind of competition, and Patrick Mahomes is a different thing, man. I feel like that was his Michael Jordan moment with the ankle. That was almost like his flu game, or just one of those moments where we've already known Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, but he cemented it. I've heard people talking about if this dude retired today, he'd go in the Hall of Fame. He would. And I feel like this is just the beginning. I feel like Patrick Mahomes, when it's all said and done in his career, I feel like he will have 4 to 5 Super Bowls. I think that's fair.
Hopefully more. I'd like him to surpass Brady.
Yeah. And I feel like he'll have a bunch of MVPs. The dude, and you know what? I feel like it's not getting lost, but it's something I definitely want to mention. Fucking Andy Reid, man.
Yes, sir.
That second half, bro, I'm talking to people about it. They literally hit them with the exact same play on opposite sides of the field.
Mm-hmm.
The rub inside, bust out. Like, Andy Reid schemed that game up so good.
Yes,
And
he
Philly's
did.
defense isn't they had a lot of sacks this year, and their secondary is pretty good. But this whole notion that they were untouchable, that was ridiculous to me. I'm watching the pregame and nobody's picking them. Nobody's picking
No
Kansas
one.
City. Nobody, they don't have a shot. I'm
I'm
like,
like, did these
y'all,
motherfuckers forget about Patrick Mahomes?
exactly, 15 back there, right? I don't care how hurt he is. That dude is a tough son of a bitch, man. And again, I would say over last season's Super Bowl was really good. This is one of the best Super Bowls in years.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
just hate to go back to it. The damn Tom Brady comeback against Atlanta comes to mind. It was as far as just compelling
Yeah.
games. And I've heard people say oh, it ended on such an anticlimactic ending. Who cares, dude? Go get that dub. Shout out to Jarrett McKinnon making the smart play. I don't even need to score. I just need to get the ball down. We can run this clock. Because my thing is the way Jalen was going, had you scored a touchdown and given him time, oh, they definitely would have went down the field and
Yeah,
scored.
I agree.
And that's
I agree.
nothing against the Chiefs defense, because they did as good of a job as they could have, And Jalen had the one fumble, which ended up being extremely costly. But I have nothing bad to say about him, man. As a Giants fan, we are, I'm very upset that he's in our division for the next 10, 15 years. But I love the kid. Love Jalen Hurts. Love everything about him, except that he's an Eagle, And another thing I want to add too, where the hell was Miles Sanders at? What happened to him? Nobody's talking about that part. Where did he go? Bro, the first play where he got what was it, a run? And he fumbled out of bounds. It's either it was in his head or it was in Sirianni's head. I didn't see him a lot out there after that. And
No,
I'm sorry
no.
to keep talking. Another thing too, I know you how you would talk about the Eagle fans. I don't even care about the Eagle fans. They're passionate, whatever. I will say though, I hate their coach.
Oh,
And
yeah.
And Al, you know me better than most. I am not a hateful person. I'm not a controversial person. I love pretty much everything. I don't like Nick Sirianni. I feel like he's an overachiever. He's arrogant as fuck. And I'm like, bro, you have not done anything. Getting this super team to the Super Bowl doesn't surprise me. That doesn't shock me. You don't get no credit for that.
Yeah,
This team was fucking great.
I know nothing about him, but it's just something about his face.
Yeah, his
something
energy
about his
sucks,
face
man.
that just says,
Yeah.
please hit me in my face.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do when I see his fucking face. Is just hit him right in it. And, you brought up the Philly fans. Let me bring this up. Those fucking scumbags were out there rioting, flipping cars over before the Super Bowl. Can you only imagine what they would have done after the Super Bowl?
That's true. That is true.
This just comes to show how I said before. They don't deserve shit. Philly fans don't deserve shit. They don't deserve to taste victory in any way, shape, or form. None of their teams should. I mean, fuck Philly. Every last one of their teams can go to hell. Every last one of their teams. And speaking of Jalen Hurts, there was some talk that people are saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes.
No.
To those folks saying those kind of things, yeah, go ahead and eat a bag of baby and shut the fuck up.
And listen, it's no disrespect to Jalen, man. I think Jalen Hurts
not at all.
is
He's
easily
a
a
great
top
player.
5. He's a top 5 quarterback. Hell, I would argue he might be the 3rd best quarterback. Patrick is obviously number 1. I think I would have Joe Burrow at number 2.
Yes.
Hell, Jalen might be the 3rd best. He might be better than Josh Allen. I don't know. He's more accomplished at this point than Josh Allen is in lesser time, Or at least it's an argument, And then Herbert, and then the list goes on. But Jalen's a top 5. And that's what I mean. The X factor of this game was always going to be Patrick Mahomes. Because Jalen, as good as he played, if Patrick Mahomes has a game like he has, like, you're not beating it. That's all it is to
Who's
it.
who's the not only Patrick though. Let's not forget my man on defense. Why is his name escaping me?
It's
My man who
Chris Jones
nah,
or Frank Clark's.
nah. The one that recovered the fumble and ran it in?
Is it Nick Bolton?
Yes.
Or is it Willie? Yeah, Nick Bolton had him a game, man.
Bolton played lights out.
Yeah.
Couple of more plays, he'd have probably been MVP of the game.
Bro, had that one fumble recovery, the second one had that stood.
Yeah.
He might have been MVP, man.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy.
Easy.
Yeah.
He played, because come to think of it, when you mentioned Jones, I was even telling my wife, they weren't mentioning his name often. Like he
had a matchup though, because Jason Kelce, like, is one of the greatest centers to ever play. Like, Jason, you saw how he was tossing people around. Like, Jason Kelce don't play, man.
No, he don't. Travis Kelce don't play.
No, Travis, man. I felt like it's not that I feel like they got away from him. I feel like Philly decided, like, we got to do everything to stop him. Like, I know there were plays that they were putting Darius Slay on him, but then he would, like, motion out. But it opened up everything else. Like, Juju had a great second half. Kadarius Toney, former Giant, had him bro, that punt return. That punt return swung the momentum so far because they had just taken a lead. It was like 27-28 at that point. And he gets them to the 10. I'm like, yo, this might be done. But hey, credit to Jalen. They go down there and score right after that. And they make it, like, they tie it up, got the 2 point. And Jalen, man, he, like, drove in there, like, so I mean, like, that was a great game. That was a really great game.
Speaking of Juju, did you see what that motherfucker went to the game wearing?
Oh, I didn't see his game day fit.
Oh, I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't know if having dudes do shit like this is a rite of passage so that they can become more successful. But this nigga rolled up in a skirt, man. He was literally wearing a skirt. And I mean, I'm not talking like the skirt Riley was wearing on the Boondock. Because, you know, at least those were shorts with a fucking flap in the front. No, this dude was wearing a fucking skirt. A fucking skirt. So with that being, I just wanted to know, is there something we need to know about him? I mean, is that something he likes to do?
Is I saw him post game where he was talking about, I think he had he had 2 flags on him. And I think he's got Asian heritage. I don't want to, like, misrepresent what he is.
Samoan. He's half Samoan, half black.
Yeah. So it could have been one of those deals because I know, like, they'll wear, like, certain things. So, you know.
I know they wear certain things, but, like, nah, this dude was wearing a woman's skirt. This wasn't like no.
This generation's just, they built different, you know? Hey, I mean, if it makes you comfortable, bro, like, that's kind of where I'm at in the world. It's like, if stuff you do and it makes you comfortable, you're not hurting nobody by doing it, I'm like, have at it. It's not like, it's not something that, like, I necessarily would do. It's not even that I disagree or agree with how people carry themselves. It's just like, that's not my taste, but hey.
Now, speaking of how people carry themselves, let's talk about good old Damar Hamlin.
Okay.
Where do I start with that? So, I'm not the only one who thinks that wasn't Damar at the game, that isn't Damar talking to us now, or whatever the case may be. If, in fact, this is the real Damar that was attending the game, did you happen to see the jacket he was wearing?
I did see, I saw, like, a still shot. I couldn't, like, figure out what it was I was looking at. I know it was Jesus on a cross, but
it was a fucked up depiction of it. It was a mockery. Basically.
Wow.
It was a mockery, basically. So here's a dude that practically died on the field. You had a nation Now, I'm not saying the entire nation actually believes in God, but those that did believe in God prayed for this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Prayed to the dude that he is openly mocking on his jacket.
That was the Hall of Fame prayers for DeMar. So that was kind of my thought. When I looked at the jacket, I was like, that was what I'm saying. Like, I saw a still shot of it, but I couldn't like highlight what it was I was looking at. But it made me feel kind of weird.
I think we have a clip that we're going to show here of DeMar's jacket so that you get a better look and a better feel for it. Well, on the back of that jacket, you see the fucked up depiction of Jesus with the fucked up crown around his head.
Mm-hmm.
On the front, I forget what it said on the front, but like just openly mocking God. Now, also I guess one day they're saying DeMar had taken a picture. This is going to, this might not be DeMar.
Mm-hmm.
This clip saying that, he has tattoos on his leg. I think it's like of a P. He's got a mole. He had a mole before. Blah, blah, blah. And when you're seeing him in stills now, those things aren't there. There was a picture taken of him on one date, and then the following day, he has that tattoo that you see on his hand that's fully healed in one day.
Mm-hmm.
I've got several tattoos, and let me tell you, that shit doesn't heal in one day.
Yeah.
So if we pull up, now let's pull up this, take a look here. And they're talking about these people that are standing behind him.
Could it be true? Is he really
It's like a green screen.
Here, I want to show you a couple things. So here's DeMar on February 8th, 2023. Looking good, looking fly.
Yep.
And here's DeMar on February 9th with a new tattoo. And somehow with this one-day miraculous tattoo to get tattooed and healed, take note of what it is. All right, so what is this? Well, it's an astronaut. They're fucking with us. Straight up. They're straight up messing with us. DeMar on February 8th.
I agree with you, girl.
DeMar February 9th, 2023. I just don't understand. And I went to leave a comment on his Instagram page, and comments have been limited. No questions allowed. Now zip it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the significance of the astronaut, though? Was that like the moon landing kind of thing? Was that,
God knows.
I didn't understand what she was coming from with that, but I don't know, man.
Hey, but I got one more. We got one more clip.
Okay.
Now, homeboy that's narrating this clip, excuse him. He might not understand everything he's saying.
Man, look, I'm trying to tell y'all, folk, cloning and soul transferring is real, bro. I'm telling y'all, them folk gonna lose too much money. The Super Bowl right around the corner. So them folk came up with a solution real fast. That man, all them, man, come on, bro. Bro look like he in a sunken place where he acting. He ain't in there, he ain't in really in the room with them folk, bro. That's a whole green screen, bro, in front of it probably 3 folk that really in the room and they moving. You feel me? But check this out, right? So y'all see the mold on.
Now he's talking about that mold on his bottom lip.
Y'all see the mold on the right side of his bottom lip.
There's another picture of
see that shit
of
right
the mold
there too, right? All right, so this a new picture, bro.
See?
Now where that mold at? Cause I don't see it. Where is it? This it is before the accident. Wider hair, bigger hair. Now then after the accident. That ain't the same fucking person, bro. Come on, man. This 5 days ago, he posted on that IG, ain't no tattoo on his hand. You feel me? 3 days ago, you got a fresh tattoo that done already healed. Them folk playing in y'all fucking face. Now all of a sudden, you hang around the elites, Travis Scott, Meek Mill. You know how many folks done got hurt in the NFL and it's the only man y'all choosing to honor? Come on, man. Some scream about that. What her bro did in the NFL? You feel me? He ain't did nothing. We ain't even know who he was.
Just like you just said, nobody knew who he was before that accident.
Wake up, man.
See the tattoo on the neck?
I see the tattoo on the neck.
No longer there.
Where that shit went.
So I don't know. In today's day and age, who knows what the fuck to believe? All I'm saying, if that is DeMar openly mocking God, like, you probably should have never been allowed to come back. Maybe your punk ass should have stayed dead.
I definitely will say I don't agree with the mocking of God, if that's what that was supposed to be symbolic of. I definitely don't agree with that.
Rihanna's another devil worshiper too. All those motherfuckers are devil worshippers, man. You see the bitch hollering at Illuminati when she fucking came out and shot before she started her fucking performance? Everything about what they do, they do it right in front of our face, bro. They do it right in front of our face. Openly mock God and Jesus. So if in fact that is DeMar doing that shit, I just want to say, hey buddy, fuck you. You're a dumbass. And we can move on. Now with Brady. Brady is long gone now. You think he's gonna stay long gone?
Yeah, I think this time is for real.
Cause I hear whispers. I hear whispers he's thinking about coming back already.
I mean, I wouldn't be like outright shocked if he was to return, but no, I think he's actually gonna retire this time. And shout out to Sewell, man. Like, dude had a great career and a GOAT career, man. Like, I've never been a Patriot fan or a Buck fan, but I would say that I'm a fan of Tom Brady's because like I respect greatness, you know. The dude had.
I mean, I respect what he's done. I wouldn't.
And he had like
definitely not too much of a fan, but I respect what he's done.
He had like no reason to have the career he had, considering his college days and where he was drafted and everything that he accomplished. Like, nobody would have ever thought that he would have done that. So, I mean, yeah, man, congrats to him. Shout out to him. I hope he does well in his next endeavor. And
now isn't he in the booth?
Yeah, I think they said in the 2024 season. Not this season coming. I think next season, the season after, he'll be starting his commentating. I think he's gonna be great at that too. I would love to listen to Tom Brady talk. Yeah, I'd love to listen to Tom Brady talk ball. Dude he's a beast, man. And I mean, as competitive as he is, I guarantee he's gonna want to be the best to ever do that too. You know?
I kind of don't think he's going to be better than Tony Romo at this, to be honest.
I'm glad you said it. I think Tony Romo, as good as he started, I think he's just, I don't know, man. I feel like he says a lot of obvious shit. And I think he gives you insight to the game, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I think like the hype with him was just like, it's just a little bit much. You know, I know he was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, so that automatically makes him a savant at quarterback.
I mean, I think he's much better as a commentator than he was a quarterback.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, you know, he played for the Cowboys, so that automatically makes him a quarterback whisperer or savant, I guess. I guess that's what that would mean. You know, if you play quarterback for the Cowboys, you must know what you're talking about. But hey, I think Brady's gonna do really good in the booth or in the studio. I don't know if you'll do like the like play-by-play or color commentary, or if he'll be in the studio like Terry Bradshaw and, you know, Strahan and all that. But either way, I think Brady's gonna do good at it. And
looking forward
to
it. We'll see. Yeah, congratulations to him. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, shit, they're paying this motherfucker, what, $300 million to be in the booth?
Yeah, they said he's gonna make more in the booth than he did in his NFL career.
Yeah.
But granted,
that is ridiculous.
With this context to it, though, because Brady was never the highest paid quarterback, and we all know that he definitely should have been. But he would always take less, you know, so they could help build out the roster. Make sure you keep, you know, Edelman and Amendola, you know, make sure you keep like players around and keep improving the roster. So like even Patrick Mahomes did that. Like Pat could have taken a whole lot more when he signed his contract. But these dudes understand the value of like having the right pieces in place because you're gonna make the money elsewhere, you know? You'll make it through endorsements, you'll make it through bonuses and whatnot. And it's gonna be a lot easier going forward to win Super Bowls if, you know, like a perfect comp for that is like Carmelo Anthony, which I love Carmelo. But Carmelo never like left money on the table, and he hasn't won because of that, you know? So I think there's something to be said about that. Like, if you have the, like, obviously you want your value and you shouldn't take, you know, far less than what you're worth, but there's something to be said about, you know, understanding the team dynamic. If I take this amount, this is where we're going to, you know, this is going to leave us in this kind of space. You know, and one thing to get back to the Super Bowl, I want to give Patrick Mahomes another shout out because we all know how great he is, but there was talks about the Chiefs. I actually heard people say this out of their faces. The Chiefs might not make the playoffs this year because they lost Tyreek Hill and they've got all these rookies on defense. There were people that were really like outright doubting what he was going to do. And you could argue Patrick Mahomes had his best season ever. And that's no disrespect to Tyreek Hill. We know how great that dude is. But all losing Tyreek did was allow Patrick to develop even more as a quarterback. Because now I don't have that safety blanket to just, you know, I can just throw the ball 50 yards down the field. Tyreek can go get it. You got to like, you know, go through your progressions. And you still got Travis Kelce, who was clearly the number one all those years with Tyreek as well. So again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but shout out to Patrick. Love that dude. Like, love that
Pacheco
dude.
did his thing too.
Pacheco was running hard. Pacheco, I can't believe he fell to the 7th round. It makes no sense to me because that dude was running hard and he's running fast. Hey,
that's lucky for Kansas City right there.
Yeah, and the O-line did their thing, man. You remember on our last episode, or the episode when we were previewing the game, and I was mentioning how good this line is compared to the line when they played Tampa in the Super Bowl. And Wiley was the quote-unquote weak link of that. He was manhandling Hassan Reddick. Pat had a clean pocket throughout the game, and even when he scrambled, it was because the back end was doing their part. Like, that line between Orlando Brown Jr. and Smith, Andrew Wiley, I think one of the 2 or 3 best centers in the league, Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney, like, them boys, man, it's like, I don't feel like enough can be said on how great of a game that offensive line had. Like, that was the Eagles' calling card this year, right? We're going to sack your quarterback, and we're going to turn you over. Neither one of those happened. And the turnover, like, what was there? One turnover in the whole game. And it was a Jalen fumble.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And he didn't
what
even
an
get
awesome
hit.
sight that was.
Yeah, he just lost the ball, you know. But hey, to his credit, he went right back down the field and scored. So, yeah.
How many rushing touchdowns did he have? Like 3?
Yeah, I think it was a Super Bowl record for a quarterback. 3 rushing, 1 in the air. Hey, man. Jalen he did everything. He did everything that a winning quarterback would do for a Super Bowl. Like, he did everything. And I'm not even beating him up about the fumble. Like, hey, man, shit happens. You know, it's going to happen. But the way he played, like, I feel like some of his teammates didn't necessarily do their part. So it was fun to play the Ndamukong Suh. I feel like I know he got a penalty at one point in the game.
That dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, I just looked over at my girl. I was like, yeah, we might be hearing this name a lot more when it comes to that. Like, I feel like Philly loaded up, man. They went all in this season, like getting Sue, getting Linval Joseph. You know, you got Bradbury before the season started. You traded from Gardner Johnson, who led the league in picks this year. Like, I feel like Philly, I don't want to say like they shot their load, because I feel like they'll definitely be in the conversation for years to come. But the whole season, I wanted to give them their credit and their respect. That this notion that they were like unbeatable was like, it was ridiculous to me. Like, I didn't understand it, and I'm not betting against 15. 15
Absolutely
is on
not.
that field, hurt ankle or not. We saw how much that, like, dude rolled his ankle and twisted it. And I was like, God, this is bad. But when I saw him get up, went to the sideline, and then during the half when he came back out, I was like, Pat going crazy there. Like, dude had to
I was
break his leg.
concerned when he went into the locker room, dude. I was concerned.
I wasn't, because I'm like, I know how this dude gets down, man. And like, he even said it prior to the game, like, he hasn't had a good Super Bowl. Even the one they won, he didn't play necessarily that great until the fourth quarter. But this game, with the limited amount of possessions they had, dude, they scored on, what was it, like 6 of the 8 possessions they had? And it would have been 7 had Harrison Butker not missed the kick, you know?
Yep.
So, like, that was going to be the thing. Like, are you going to be able to stop Patrick Mahomes enough times to pull this out? Because he's going to put points up. That's a given, you know? And
So now that the Super Bowl's done,
yes,
the next NFL related thing will be the draft, right?
Well, free agency starts technically in the beginning of March, but there's already moves being made, like Derek Carr being released today, which was a foregone conclusion because he has no trade clause and he's guaranteed over $30 million. So there was no way Vegas was going to go into the free agency with him on their roster and have to owe him that kind of money, because by releasing him, I think their dead cap hit is like $5 million or something like that, and they get like $30 million in cap release. So it made sense that they were going to do that, and it made sense with Derek Carr. Like, I'm not going to drop my no trade clause so y'all can save some money. Screw y'all. You know, he's still going to get his money in. He'll be able to go pick his team now. He doesn't have to go to wherever whatever team trades. He can go where he wants to. And I think Derek Carr is a pretty good player. Like, he's not the greatest quarterback, and he's definitely not the worst. Like, if you put the right stuff around him, I think Derek Carr can get busy, you know? I'm interested to see where he ends up signing. Sneaky.
Yeah, me too.
Like a sneaky prediction for me, I think Carolina would be interesting because that division just lost Tom Brady. Atlanta doesn't scare me. New Orleans could, if New Orleans gets them a quarterback, they should be something. But I think Carolina's an interesting one, man. You know, just an early prediction. But yeah, free agency starts March, and then the draft is in April, like right around our birthdays. So,
all right,
and
that's
what
I'm looking forward to, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great. It's gonna be a great off season. Very important for certain teams, you know, as far as like what they're gonna build going forward. But yeah, great season, man. Great way to end the season.
It was a great season. I'm very happy at how things went down.
Yes, sir.
So now that it's over,
how
much have you been watching the NBA?
I've watched a few games here and there, but I've always had this kind of thing where, like, I watch NBA games like when the opening week is always like Halloween, so I love opening week in the NBA, like premiere week, and I usually check out Christmas games because that's like, you know, a big one. But I usually don't like jump into the NBA fully until around this time. Once the Super Bowl hits all-stars usually like a week or two following. And then like going forward, I'll be fully invested in the NBA this year. Well, this part of the year, I should say.
I haven't been watching heavily, but I have been watching because I've been trying to keep up with the Magic as much as possible because that's my squad. And my wife loves her some Giannis, so we've been watching Milwaukee.
Love Giannis.
And dude's the man, brother. Dude is the man.
Yeah.
Now, during the Super Bowl, speaking of the NBA, I found out that Pat Beverly was traded to the fucking Magic.
He was, yes.
What the fuck for?
I feel like he was a part of the Mo Bamba, because I don't know if it was a straight up trade, but I know Mo Bamba is a Laker now, and I think Pat Bev was a part of that trade. But I feel like he won't play for the Magic this year though, because I feel like they're gonna buy him out, you know, and he'll go sign with a contender. Because it's the same thing with Russell Westbrook. He got traded in that 3-team trade that brought D'Angelo Russell back to LA, and Russ went to Utah, and was it Mike Conley? Mike Conley went to Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota, LA, Utah was the 3 teams. And Malik Beasley, and D'Angelo went to LA. Who was it? Mike Conley and somebody else went to Minnesota, and Russ and somebody else went to Utah. And, you know, it's like a multitude of draft picks involved as well. But, I mean, I guess it was a win for the Lakers. I mean, D'Angelo is probably a better fit for LeBron and AD.
Mo Bamba too?
Yeah, Mo Bamba. And, like, I understand why he was traded. It's not that he can't play, but.
Yeah, we don't need him.
No, with Paolo and with Wendell Carter, you know, Mo Wagner can like play big. There's somebody else was missing, Jonathan Isaac. Like, they've got size. Like, Mo Bamba was kind of like not really a part of the rotation like that, you know.
He was over there just starting fights. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. But I will say though, because I know you're a Magic fan, like they're taking their lumps right now because they're young. In a year or two, or maybe like 2-3 years.
Oh, I say 2 years.
They're going to be
2 years.
And I'll even say it might be expedited if the Magic can land Victor Wembanyama, the #1 pick next year. They're going to be special. Like, I feel like the Magic are going to show significant improvement next year. With Paolo, Markelle Fultz. Shout out to him, dude. The #1 pick, he went through those struggles where his shooting and he wasn't comfortable, and the injuries, and like him going to Orlando might have been the best thing ever for him because he looks solid.
I'm glad Orlando was patient with him.
Yes.
What's that kid's name? Jalen Smith?
His
mid-range game? Oh, yeah, Jalen
Suggs.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Suggs. Like, I don't think he's a bad player, but he's one of those guys where I'm like, he's all right, you know?
His mid-range game is pretty nasty, though.
Yes. And I love Cole Anthony as well. Cole Anthony. Hey, his daddy was in the league. Like, I know Cole know how to get busy.
I wasn't a fan of his dad because his dad played for the New York fucking Knicks. And, you know, let me just say, fuck the Knicks. I know. Now, look, I know I was born and raised in New York. You know, I support the Yanks. I support the Giants. I'll support the Rangers. Let me just openly say, fuck the Jets. Fuck the Mets. And any other New York team I haven't mentioned. And fuck the Knicks. I just can't. I grew up when Jordan was bowling. So even though I wasn't a Chicago fan, I was a Michael Jordan fan.
Yeah, for sure.
There was nothing about the Knicks that I liked.
Yeah. I don't dislike the Knicks. I hate their owner, though. I think they have the worst owner in sports.
I don't like that. I mean, they've had players, you know, like players like Patrick Ewing, Derek Harper. Anthony Mason was a beast. I don't know if I ever tell you how Anthony Mason flicked me off.
Yeah.
I think it was that year Chicago actually three-peated and they had to go through New York. And they whooped their ass, and I had a three-peat shirt on. And I kind of flashed in his face. You know, hey, Mason's a big boy too. So thankfully I was kind of not too far away, but far enough away, but he can still see and hear me. And I was behind a fence, so, you know, there's no way his big ass was going to take a swing at me. But I liked the way he played. Charles Oakley was another dude I liked. But as far as like the Knicks as an organization, they can just eat a bag of. I can't stand
you. I just don't like their owner. Like, I've never been a Knicks fan. Like, I won't pretend to be, but
nope.
I don't know. I just feel like if they had different ownership, maybe I can get behind them. I do feel a little bit bad being a New Yorker. Like, I love all New York teams, except the ones you mentioned. Like, I don't dislike the Mets. I actually do root for them in a sense to where if they're doing good, like, I like for them to do good. And like the Islanders, I don't really care for them. Or
nor do I.
The Jets.
Notice I didn't even mention them because I forgot they were even there.
And the Jets, I don't even have it in me to say fuck the Jets because I'm like, they're not a real football team with me. Until they do something in like, what's it been, 60, 70 years? Like they'll always be the little brother team. And that's cute, you know? Good for them. They're here. They had the offensive and defensive rookie of the year this year. Shout out to them.
Did they?
Yeah. Sauce Gardner, which was a lock for defensive rookie, and Garrett Wilson, the receiver. So, hey, but I guarantee you they'll find a way to screw this up because that's just kind of what the Jets do. But, yeah.
How do you feel about Kyrie going to Dallas?
I don't know. I'm in between on it. I'm happy for Kyrie because I feel like the Brooklyn situation was kind of toxic. And honestly, I know Kyrie's definitely not the perfect person, and he has definitely caused a lot of the controversial things that have happened has been his fault. With that said, the way the Brooklyn handles stuff, like I don't agree with it. And I feel like Kyrie is an easy target on a lot of stuff. The only reason I'm in between on it, basketball-wise, is like I don't know the fit works, especially defensively. Like you're leaving a lot out there. You know, you had to trade your best defender and Finney Smith to get Kyrie. But I mean, on the other hand, Kyrie and Luka, like that could be one of the most dynamic duos we've ever seen. You know. So I'm excited for Kyrie.
I think it was like last night or the other night they were playing, and these two couldn't figure out who the fuck was going to take the shot.
Yeah,
you know.
But I honestly, I feel like Kyrie said all the right things when he first got there. Like this is Luka's team and all that. Like, but like I need you to like show that though, not just say it, because it's clear that Luka, that's his squad, you know? Like Kyrie, I've never looked at him as a sidekick. I get this feel like he's just one, you know, Luka's 1A, he's 1B. And that's cool. I think that Kevin Durant was obviously a better fit for him. But again, like the Brooklyn situation, I feel like got toxic to where I'm just happy for Kyrie to be out of that, you know?
I'm happy for a lot of players to be out of that. Harden was happy to be out of that. I'm sure KD's happy to be out of that.
Yeah.
Now, with KD going to Phoenix.
Oof. Pressure.
There's no excuse why Phoenix shouldn't make a run for the championship this year.
I feel like Phoenix
coming out of the West.
At the very least, and this is like the bare minimum, like they should at least be playing in the Western Conference Finals. Honestly, in my heart, I feel like they should win the title with that team. Outside of health, if Kevin's hurt or Book is hurt, okay. Those are only two. Even if Chris Paul's hurt, I feel like they still should get there.
I don't know that
if he's hurt, I think they still should get there. So,
because I don't know that a healthy Phoenix beats a healthy Milwaukee if Milwaukee makes it. Because I'm not going to root for Boston to go. because I can't stay in Boston. Regardless of where they're at record-wise this year, I still see Milwaukee coming out of the East.
Yeah.
And I don't think Phoenix can beat a healthy Milwaukee. I don't think Giannis would allow that at all.
Well, Phoenix wouldn't have anything for Giannis.
No.
Like, I guess DeAndre Ayton would be your best bet, but that's not enough. But
He'd get bullied.
I will say though, if everybody's healthy, the idea of having Devin Booker and Kevin Durant on the wing and Chris Paul don't even have to. All you need him to do is facilitate. I don't need him to shoot, because like that was Phoenix's problem last year, the year they went to the finals. It was like they were dependent on him to give you buckets. You've got two of the best bucket getters in the league right now. I feel like it would be a compelling series, but I don't know. I would pick Phoenix healthy, but I wouldn't be shocked if Milwaukee was to win it, if they were, if that matchup was to happen. I agree with you though. I feel like Milwaukee's coming out the East. Love Jason Tatum. Love Jaylen Brown. Boston is solid. And the coach, I can't remember his name, but he's done a fantastic job taking over for Udoka. But I don't know, man. I'm not going against the freak. I
would not either.
Not with what he's done this year and what he's done the past 5-6 years. Like, I feel like Milwaukee is definitely the team. Like, in the East is weird because I feel like Milwaukee and Boston are like clear cut the two best teams in the East.
Absolutely.
In the West, I'm like, it's a little bit more open. And like, almost to like agree with you in that sense, a healthy Phoenix against a healthy Golden State, I think Golden State's 2-0. That's like the perfect kind of game for Golden State. Like I think they could do that.
But Steph can't stay healthy for some reason.
Well, yeah, he's just had some weird injuries this year. Like, and he's usually pretty good about it. I know early in his career he had the injuries, but over the last like 8-9 years, like he's been relatively healthy. Outside of the Klay Thompson injury year where Steph was hurt, like he broke his hand and everything. So, but he's been relatively healthy. I feel like they're being like extra precautious, which is smart. But them getting Gary Payton II back as well, when he comes back, that's going to be very helpful. And like James Wiseman got traded. Like we talk about trades, like that was sad for me because I thought James Wiseman, and he still could be this because he's still only like 21 years old. I thought Wiseman was going to be special. And like maybe he will develop into that in Detroit where the pressure's not there and like you could just develop. But I don't know. I look at that draft now, like, could you have imagined like instead of drafting James Wiseman, you draft LaMelo Ball?
Nah.
That would have been tough,
Yeah, I think LaMelo Ball would have been a pretty decent pick for them.
Because he could play off ball. Steph can. So he would have fit them perfectly, but I understand that at the time, Wiseman made the most sense. He being a big, so I get it. But again, I hope for his sake that he can get to Detroit and, show what made him the number 2 pick in 2025. Yeah. I do like the pickup of Gary Payton II, though. So like he was instrumental.
Man, they should have never let him go. They should have never let. I don't understand what the circumstances were in letting him go, but like, dude, why would you even do that?
I think it was money. Very Portland could offer him some, like, the amount that Portland could offer him. I don't think Golden State could have matched it. But trading him, with the money now, it can work out. But yeah, we'll see.
Because, dude, man, he was so vital. Before Dylan Brooks pulled that dirty play, he was vital to what Golden State was doing defensively. And, I mean, offensively as well, too. I mean, because the dude can get up there, bro.
Yeah. He get you some buckets, too.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. So, I mean, I hope bringing him back helps. Hopefully, where is Golden State? Where are they? What's their record?
I think their record is
I
29
probably
and
should have looked
28.
it.
But they're not I feel like they're like a 7th seed right now. I feel like they're a play-in team, like currently. But that's with Steph, not being healthy. But once he comes back, I feel like they'll run some stuff off, get some wins. The injuries this year have been like brutal to a lot of teams, man. Like I think about New Orleans and Zion. Like when he got hurt, like they were like 2nd or 3rd in the West. And now they've fallen off a lot, That's another dude too, man. Like health-wise.
He's another one. Yeah.
It breaks my heart every time he's hurt because he's so dynamic, man. And then I've heard people say like, oh, people don't get healthier as they get older. It's not always the case. Steph Curry is a perfect example of that. He was hurt a lot, and then he wasn't for a very long time. Like Steph's been relatively healthy. So Joel Embiid is another one. He was hurt a lot when he was young, and then he hasn't really been hurt. So hopefully Zion, like he can get his health under control, or like have some better luck health-wise, I should say. But
where is Philly at in the mix?
Philly's probably like the 3rd. They're probably like the 3rd seed right now in the East.
Oh, okay.
Well, they might be tied with Milwaukee for 2nd. Like Philly's been pretty good, man. Harden's done well. He's adjusted to that role of like facilitating, like, getting Harden involved. Joel beat the ball. Tyrese Maxey, I don't know that he's taken the step that they thought he would, but he's definitely not regressed in any sense,
Okay.
So, like Philly should be there at the end of the day. Like they should definitely be competing for, the East. I don't think, me personally, I don't think they're better than Milwaukee or Boston. But hey, you never know how stuff can break out.
Especially since Milwaukee can't stay healthy too.
Yeah. I'll just say, as long as Giannis and Drew Holiday are out there, like they've got a shot to beat anybody. Like,
they need Lopez.
Yeah,
too.
they need Lopez. They need Middleton to be healthy as well. But with those guys,
I mean, Middleton's been gone for a little bit, so they fared okay. But you definitely need Lopez. You definitely need Drew. You definitely need the freak.
Yeah. And he's really good about that. Giannis, like, he rarely misses games. Like, I know they'll give him a couple here and there for rest, but he's like old school in that sense where he want to play every day and go out there, put in the work. I just love his progression over these years. Like, he's still not like a knockdown shooter, but you have to respect it. And when he gets to the rack, bro, there's nothing nobody can do. And he gets a full head of steam. Like, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you don't always have to shoot the ball either, so
And like and defensively, he does so much for them. Like, yeah, he's a difference maker on both sides, man. Like I said, I love Giannis, super fan. I think he's fantastic, I would love to see him get another ring. I feel like he definitely will get a few more before it's all said and done with him. But, we'll see. We'll see how this season brings.
He might get one more, but as soon as the Magic get up there, it's going to be over. It's going to be over.
Hey, it'd be nice. The Magic have no titles, I don't think, in franchise history. So it would be cool to see them win.
The Orlando Magic built this brand new arena, tax every motherfucking body for this shit, and haven't shown us a damn thing.
Timing of that was sorry, though, because you remember, like, that was when Stan Van Gundy and Dwight were going back and forth. And, like, once that arena was built for him. And then he asked to leave. And he hasn't really been great since then. So, I don't know. That's one of those trades that's, like, it didn't work for either side. But I like what the Magic are doing this time. I know like, when Dwight left and they did the rebuild, with Aaron Gordon and those guys, but I like what they're doing this time because it's I don't know. It feels more organic this way, right? And I feel like they've got like Paolo. I think could be one of the best players in the league type player. You know, like, I love Aaron Gordon. I never thought about him in that sense that he could be a top 5 player. So
Nah, he just, it just seemed as if he reached his ceiling.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good thing that they let him go.
Yeah.
I'm definitely glad with the way things are going.
Oh yeah.
But with now with everything being over, it's NBA time.
Yes, sir.
So we'll stay with that.
Yeah.
With we'll start wrapping things up. Have you watched The Last of Us?
Yeah. Brutal.
Okay, good.
Brutal.
All right. So next episode, we'll chat that out. And I'm going to go ahead and try to watch You, since that's out.
Okay.
How many episodes was it? You said 5?
Yeah, I think it's 5 or 6. I think it was 5, though. I think it was 5.
All right.
Okay. Great
I'll go
season
ahead
so
and-
far.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different.
I
It's different
expect-
than the last. Like the premise is still similar, but like there's a new wrinkle in this season, which I think is
Awesome.
really dope. Yeah.
I just want to go ahead and thank everybody for supporting, listening.
Oh yeah.
Please continue to support, spread the word. Again, if anyone has any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. We'll go ahead and respond.
Sir.
Please follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Listen to us on YouTube, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeart, and Amazon Music. Again, thanks again, everybody. That's all the time we have this evening. We'll see you again soon.
Sir.
Peace.